I have good news for you this morning. I have found the solution to the problem of the health sector. I think it is going to work very well. Therefore, I'm going to make a suggestion that the leading priest of every congregation should wear a very long vestment and parade through the hospitals so that anyone who touches the fringes of her robe or his robe will be healed. And if we are to begin from here in Glasgow, St. Mary's, I would like to exclude myself from it. And then who would lead this? Probably the provost. Your guess is as good as mine. Let us, however, pause for a moment. Is this actually how to draw a life-applicable message from this miracle Jesus performed? Part of the gospel reading this morning about the woman with hemorrhage says she had endured much under many physicians and has spent all that she had, and she was no better, but rather grew worse. She had heard about Jesus and came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak. For she said, "If I but touch his clothes, I will be made well." Immediately her hemorrhage stopped, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her disease. My worry in this miracle here is the role of the physicians or the health system at that time in worsening her situation. I suppose she trusted them and had so much faith and hope in them that she allowed herself probably to be exploited or made profit of. What did the physicians tell her that made her keep going to them, despite the fact that her conditions got worse? Did they present a false hope, or did they present a false cure? I once had a conversation with a friend of mine, over 80 years old, elderly woman. In the process of our conversation, I told her that she looked like a 25 years old girl. Her eyes immediately beamed with excitement. She smiled and chuckled and said to me, "Oh, you have made my day. I love to hear what you've just said about me, even though it is clear to me that you are not telling the truth." Were these physicians desperate for clients like the politicians who are also desperate for votes, and so will tell us what we would love to hear, even though we know that it can only be practicable in the Republic of El Dorado? Or were they just being themselves? We may not have the overflowing robes that bring healing. We may never be as powerful as Jesus Christ. But we can use the power within us, the resources we possess, the influences we exert to transform lives and to transform the society. We can avoid fascinating lies in order to control people and resources by making use or by deploying compassion and use of our social, financial, intellectual, and scientific capacities to solve common, regular human problems. This woman was not just healed of hemorrhage. She was healed of the complexity surrounding her. She was healed of stigmatization. She was healed of being called unclean. She was healed of the distress and depression of reoccurring sickness. She was healed of the frustration occasioned by a failed health system at her time. She was healed of being ashamed to say and look up, "This is me. I am poor. I am a woman. I am homeless." Therefore, if we are able to at least bring these healings, then indeed the ropes of healing are flowing within mankind. In the name of Christ, amen.